I wasn't supposed to be there. Not in trauma, not on that wing. I worked peds. We got the order to divert upstairs. Clear out beds, cancel consults, shut down the unit. Something about grid relief for the surge team. We packed up what we could. Some of the kids were already discharged. The rest, transferred out. So I was just standing there, floating. The charge nurse looked at me and said, "If you're cleared, go down to trauma. They'll need hands." So I went. It was 9:20, maybe a minute before. I only know because I just checked the clock at the West Station, one of those round analog ones that ticks instead of glides. Everything was already wrong. The light felt sick, like the bulbs were working but the air wasn't, like color had faded a notch without warning anyone. They were still triaging trauma. The first wave had hit, and the ambulances coming in weren't bringing patients. They were bringing puzzles. Compressed bodies, no burns, no crush injuries, just wrong. I was sent to prep secondary intake. That's where I saw her. She came in without a tag, no ID, no wristband, blonde hair, red soccer jersey, number 7, black skirt, dirt on the hem, scraped shin. She didn't speak, she didn't cry, and no one noticed. Not at first. Dr. Zhang did. He stepped in, quiet, direct. He didn't say her name, just said she needed quiet, that he'd move her to room 12 for observation. No panic, no chart, just moved her. Said something about her being in shock. Said we'd tag her after. He didn't come back. I was in the hallway prepping fluids, IVs, standard loads. The backup power was already flickering. And then, the blue came. I don't know how else to say it. It wasn't a flash. It wasn't light. It was weight. Like a pressure that pushed inward instead of out. Everything turned blue. Not sky blue, but screen static. Like every surface was overexposed and hollowed out. I heard the fire doors groan. Zhang was pulling them, trying to seal the trauma wing. And then, gone. No fire, no blood, no sound, just absence. The door slammed shut, but there was no one behind it anymore. The girl stepped out 30 seconds later. I didn't expect her. She wasn't limping. She wasn't bleeding. Her jersey had darkened, but it wasn't soaked, like she'd passed through water and the water left its memory. She looked at me, straight at me, and I just froze. She didn't ask for help. She didn't scream. She walked past me and touched the wall beside Bay 3, just lightly. Her fingers left a smudge like ash. Then it vanished. Surprised, I said, "Hey, wait," but she didn't. She turned the corner and disappeared into the corridor like the floor already knew her weight. I don't remember moving, but suddenly I was at the junction, looking for someone. Anyone. That's when the second wave hit. The building groaned, like it hated what was happening. Lights failed again. Red emergency strips lit the floor like a landing strip for nightmares. I heard metal. Not boots. Legs. 6 of them. The machines entered from the east lobby, one after another. Long and tall. Smooth. Black. Silent. No lights, no speech. They didn't fire at first, just watched. One rotated toward the nurse's desk and paused, and then it burned someone down the middle. No sound, just heat and ruin. They didn't attack, they selected. I ran. There was a boy from day unit PEDS. His bed had been moved to trauma overflow. I grabbed his chart, called his name. I think I screamed it. I found him in a secondary room, shivering, still attached to his IV line. I pulled it, scooped him into my arms, and ran. I couldn't carry him far. The hallway collapsed near radiology. I fell forward. His head hit my shoulder. He didn't scream. There was smoke, ash. My scrubs caught fire at the ankle. I rolled and kept moving. We made it to stairwell C. I got him down to level 1, but the glass atrium was gone. He wasn't breathing when I reached the ambulance bay. I don't know when that happened. There was no medic team, just fire. So I laid him down beside a body bag that hadn't been zipped. And I kept walking. I think I screamed. I don't remember, but something in my throat burned for hours afterward. I turned east, toward the faculty lot, toward the old water loading dock. That's where I saw the truck. Not a hospital transport, military, half covered in debris. I waved, and someone grabbed me, said, "Down, stay down." Then I blacked out. When I woke up, I was here. I know what you're doing. You think I'm traumatized, confused. You want to clarify timeline, establish hallucination markers, confirm visual exposure to the monoliths. But I saw her, the girl. I know what I saw. She looked at me like she knew I wouldn't make it out, and still let me go. I don't know what she was. Not fully, but she wasn't a victim. She moved too perfectly for that. She moved like she'd already seen this building collapse and didn't bother stopping it. Do you want to know what haunts me most? Not Zhang's scream, not the bodies. It's the way she touched the wall. That casual, that knowing, that farewell. She wasn't lost. She was leaving, and we weren't supposed to notice. Right before I blacked out, I saw others being pulled from the rubble. Not many, a few. One of them, a woman, blood down her scrubs, dark hair, pale, barely conscious. They didn't use a stretcher, they carried her. Black gloves, no insignia, quiet, precise. She didn't resist, but her eyes were open. She looked past the medic, right at me, and I knew. She remembered the girl too.
Pull back! Pull back! Pull back!